Love fulfills the law. Hello. What did Paul say in Romans 13:7 that we studied previously, the last devotional that was entitled We Owe Them? What did he say? Pay to all what is owed to them, taxes to whom taxes are owed, revenue to whom revenue is owed, respect to whom respect is owed, honor to whom honor is owed. Ever since we've been studying chapter 13, Paul has been informing these Christians of long ago that they need to obey the civil authorities, the government officials, anyone in authority, and do whatever they tell them to do, as long as it's not against God's law. And secondly, to pay their taxes. And this shows honor, it shows respect. Wow. That had to be hard for them to do, to be willing to do that. I mean, when the Roman soldiers were killing Christians, putting them in prison. Of course, we have a God who is just. He's fair. He's not turning a blind eye to us and doing nothing about evil people. No, he's not. He will judge them. Now, he expects us to obey him. He will keep his word that he will get even with our enemies here on earth or on Judgment Day. But leave it to the wrath of God, for it is written, Vengeance is mine, I will repay, says the Lord. Question. A long time ago, during the first century, when Paul was writing this letter, chapter 13, were times different or same as today? Well, in some ways, yes, they were different. In some ways, no. The culture of long ago, it was different. It was not like our culture today. But man's heart today is the same as it was long ago. For from within, out of the heart of man, come evil thoughts, sexual immorality, theft, murder, adultery, coveting, wickedness, deceit, sensuality, envy, slander, pride, foolishness. All these evil things come from within, and they defile a person. Paul, he starts teaching the next section. These are verses 7 through 10. We're going to notice a similarity. Pay to all what is owed to them. Now, let's look at verse 8. Owe no one anything. You see the similarity in this. Paul wants us to open up our hearts and dig deep. Out of it, we'll have beautiful knowledge of the law, and it's good. But we need to look deep in our hearts. Let's look again at verse 8. Owe no one anything except to love each other, for the one who loves another has fulfilled the law. We love each other? Yes. And we have fulfilled the law, God's law. Have we done it perfectly? No, not perfectly. Now, in this section, we will notice that part of the law is in this verse that we need to obey. Our hearts should be sincere towards following God's commands. The law, part of it, the 10 Commandments, is in the next verse. For the commandments, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not murder, you shall not steal, you shall not covet, and any other commandment are summed up in this word, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. We should have a sincere, true heart towards other people's needs. Some, people, they need different things like food, a place to live, clothing. We want to make sure we can do what we can to help them. Other needs are someone just to talk to, a listening ear, or maybe they're lonely, sad. Perhaps they want to share how God has poured out blessings on them. The greatest love that we can have for another person, it's love for their soul. That is the same as it will be in heaven. Love that will continue eternally. I have a question. Love itself, is it hurtful? Does it do wrong? No. Love itself is a wonderful thing. Anyone who does not love does not know God, because God is love. Our God, He is a God of love. Let's look at the last verse for today, verse 10. See what Paul says. Love does no wrong to a neighbor, therefore love is the fulfilling of the law. Love, is it wrong? No. Love, is it harmful? No. Love itself does not want others to feel threatened or offended. Love itself is a character trait that makes others feel safe. Matthew Henry, he's a pastor of a long time ago, and he explains clearly what Paul means. The pastor said, "This proves that love is the fulfilling of the law, answers all the end of it. For what else is that but to restrain us from evil doing and to constrain us to well doing?" Love is a living, active principle of obedience to the whole law. The whole law is written in the heart if the law of love be there. Coram Deo. To live coram Deo is to live one's entire life in the presence of God, under the authority of God, to the glory of God. Everyday Breadcrumbs, Daily Devotional Studies for the Deaf by Brad and Tammy Schaaf, taught in American Sign Language, ASL, by Brad with voiceover by his wife Tammy. All verses from English Standard Version, ESV.